guys, once again welcome to the After4 show where we do inspire and grow. This is a show where we get to talk about youth opportunities in the entrepreneurship world and business and all things pertaining it, so that we can just get to learn from one another and see how we can grow in life. Now today we get to talk about business and business opportunities for youth within our local in our localities and in our communities. And today we are privileged to have a guest who I've wanted to get to have time with so much but today we are lucky to have him so that he can at least share a few things about himself and some of the things that he does. So hey, how are you?
I'm very fine, Arnold.
You can introduce yourself. So
thank you, Arnold.
Yeah.
My name is Johnstone, Siiku, Kisindayi.
Okay. Wow, jina kubwa.
Jina kubwa, my friend. You can work in the whole county.
Oh.
It's a wonderful name.
Yeah. That's a good one. So we get to, can you please share about yourself? What you do and
This Siiku Kisindayi, professionally, he is a teacher who is currently employed by Teacher Service Commission. And again, under the same umbrella of professionalism, an international relations and diplomacy expert who majorly specialize in environmental politics and of course politics of the day. And talking about myself, apart from being a teacher, I am a mentor who is mentoring young people, of course, in the universities, in colleges, and in high schools, and even as far as junior secondaries and primary schools. And apart from being a mentor, I'm also a politician.
Yeah.
I've been coordinating the matters of the ruling, particularly the UDA in Johnstone constituency.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Wow. That's quite an impressive portfolio. It's really a challenge for the youth.
It's actually.
Yeah, and I like what you talked about. You brought a lot on the table, but I want us to start on your experience after college and your experience and how life is, your expectations versus the actual experience, the reality. How was it? What was the contrast?
Like any other young youth in the country, a youth, I had dreams. I had a lot of expectations. And what I liked at that time is somebody to tell me that a lot of expectations sometimes can breed into disappointments. So I was a dreamer, I was a man full of visions, plans. And like any other comrade in that college, university, I was for the fact that when I come out of this place, in a very short time I'll have a big job, in a short time I'll be driving, I'll have a big car, I'll surprise my mother, my father, I shall build big houses. Those were all dreams that I had.
Yeah,
the fact that okay, I didn't have money. But immediately after getting out of college, you can see the silence.
Yeah, I can feel the loud silence.
I thought life was just a walk on the park or some bed of roses. It turned out that the bed was stony, the road was quite rocky, and things were not as well. So we planned, but life planned us in a way. Tulipanga, maisha ikatupanga. And when we come out in the world, the reality was not as we expected. There was no immediate jobs. So it just surprised me that I waited for the first year, waiting for employment, second year, third and fourth. Then I realized that there was no life, because if I was to get a job immediately after campus, it would be a different story, but it never happened. I waited for 6 years. So for me to say what I did up to that point, as a youth, I thought of maybe going back to school by trying to look for resources through bursaries, talking to guardians if they would support me to go back to school to keep myself busy or something like that. And I'm glad that my parents accepted. Okay. So I went back for my master's. That was my case.
Okay. So you said you first did education.
I did
and
education.
Then you went for your masters.
My master's.
So which subjects do you teach?
I am a Kiswahili history teacher.
Oh,
That's
Kiswahili
what
and
I
history. That's quite a combination. And for that, so you did a master's in
a different field. That's in the genetic of political science called international relations and diplomacy.
Okay, why did you decide to move? No, or is it just
Yes, thank you.
yeah,
Like I said,
from education to the international relations?
like I say, to any youth who have finished Form 5 outside there, I know you're planning to join a university, you have a matter of choosing a course. I was also in the same place. Initially, I thought that I should do a course that would help me learn the same thing that I was passionate about. I was passionate about politics and the governance of our country, and things to do with foreign policies, to understand how the world runs. So I did that course. So that's why I went back into college and I joined the university for history. History specifically government.
Okay.
And so it gave me a link. Immediately I finished, I thought that where should I go next? Should I specialize in history? Then after consulting, I thought that the best field I could walk into was in the genetic of political science.
Oh, that's nice. So let's talk about international relations. What are some of the, on this show we get to interact with youth and get to talk about business opportunities and how basically they can get, to go in life and make something of themselves. So what are the opportunities that lie in international relations, being, having attained such a level? What opportunities have you seen that the youth can take up and make something of themselves?
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities. Like for instance, the world, they're saying that the world is becoming a small village. A small village in the manner of globalization. That we can talk to someone who is far away just in a minute. So we are like internationally, we are lacking a boundary when it comes to thanks to the globalization, internet, and that's models of technology. So there are many opportunities that comes with it, and I'm glad many Kenyans have tapped it. Some Kenyans, young youths are earning from monetization of YouTube accounts that is international. We are having monetization on Facebook, advertisement, and which is totally global. We are also having Twitter. We are having all these accounts, TikTok, just to mention but a few. There are great opportunities that youth can exploit. We've seen for some cases who are talented, we're doing music. We expose our music on social media from YouTube. We sell them on our links and everything on Facebook, Instagram. And we have a lot of people who are earning from those sites through advertisement and other gigs. So there are many opportunities. You can attract people from abroad to your account and you can do some little business with them. So there are great opportunities in this area, and in our era that things have changed and everyone is having a gadget. I can see your gadget here.
Yeah. So you've talked about talent. What are your talents so far?
For my case, I'm a musician.
Okay.
I sing.
So how do you balance international relations with music?
Yeah, the aspect of balancing academics, again, I'm speaking to many youths out of there. You might be there and you're good at something. I learned that you don't have to sacrifice the other thing to become great. It's just an art of balancing. And it is good. I balance. I go to class, I do Albertine's class. And that free time when we get time even to run around or play football or do something, I get that time to sing a little.
You've talked about balancing, balancing schoolwork, about balancing academics and professional,
professional
with talents, especially music. But you see, we are in this era where you get like at one time I had a friend who came to me and he told me, I want to drop out of school, and he was a high schooler, and he said that I want to drop out of high school, I want to do music. And okay, he did not, it might seem like a very passionate idea, But you realize that there are very many inconsistencies in whatever they're doing. You know, somebody equates themselves to Bill Gates, who quit school, who dropped out of campus, out of Harvard, you know. But yet this guy is still in high school and they want to drop out of the same. So they want to equate themselves to Mike, is it this Facebook CEO? He calls himself he's Mike Zuckerberg. So what advice do you have for these people?
Yeah, I'm coming harshly on you, young man in high school, and you feel like you should quit your high school and probably join music. I would like to remind you that you have a good dream. I love your passion. But in some cases, we'll give you say that your passion is misplaced a little. Since you like to compare yourself with them, it's good. But where are they? Where are you at? We're in Africa. We're in Kenya. Yes, you can do great things. You can sing as a high schooler, yes. But this is a system in our country. You have to have something. Develop your mind, go to school, study, and balance. I'm looking at a point where you shall take your talent and merge it together with the purpose, that thing which you want. Someone just wakes up one day and says, this friend of mine, the owner of Facebook, dropped out of school, after drop out of school, to come great. I like to tell you that your experience might not be his experience. We have different destinies. We are in different places. For them, their destinies might have abandoned and they had no repercussions at all because of the developed nature of their countries. They are well placed, they're first world countries, they have technology, they have everything in their place. But in Africa, we are still mostly a developing country. Most of the structures to support our talents and our aid are not there.
Okay.
So ni mara nyingi ni kama kubahatisha. So to avoid that, please spend that cash that you pay for school fees, finish your high school, young man, come out, and you will have an opportunity to balance in between so that you may not be disadvantaged at the end of the day. But it's great that you have a talent.
Okay.
But please have your priorities right.
Yeah, I think you mentioned about the priorities, and that's a good place. And there is this thing, there is this vibe in the international space about the UN, and you know, with the current, there are very many things going on around the world, and we've been having the UN active in different areas, and one of the vibes that has really come up is the thing about SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. Can you expound on that and please tell us what are they? You know, on this show, by the way, we like to look at different things and opportunities and adapt them to in a way that the youth can take advantage of them. And this SDG vibe really got me, and so could you please explain it in a little bit?
In a layman's way.
Yeah.
Then maybe just to tap on a few issues that are in SDGs.
Yeah.
We have people who are well-wishers of the world. People who like to make our world a better place. And by making our world a better place, we are all moving and joining our efforts, our sweat, our resources. And people are pulling these resources, not just people, but even states and nations. And that's why we have our body, an organ like United Nations. We just come out with the development goals for most of the developing countries. Where they're looking at a place where we shall have safe deliveries. We like what the former President Uhuru Kenyatta was doing with his First Lady, zero maternity and all those things. Then we have free education, that we are promoting literacy across, so that we kill literacy now. Because as you see, an informed generation is a deformed generation. So that's one of the factors. That information perhaps brings transformation. So educated citizens are not ignorant citizens. So we are, as United Nations, is trying to fight ignorance. Another thing that is out is trying to the death rate for children. Then we are also having the most miserable areas, miserable, but those areas that are disadvantaged when it comes to factors of climate change. It's also being addressed. So that people who are in certain areas that are being helped in the best way possible. They may have basic needs, and that's what the nation is out to do. such like a scenario. And we are also looking at a place whereby there is food for people.
Okay, I really like the way you've expounded on the fact that these are good dreams, these are good plans, you know, it's about people who wish well for others. But is there a way that, how can we make this, you know, relevant? How can we make it an opportunity for a young man in the village, for someone who has just finished college and is at home, for someone who has just finished campus and has their certificate or whatever purpose that they have? How can we, you know, make sense of it, and what are the opportunities that are in it for us to make money?
Yeah, thank you. When it comes to money, money has a way of making people smile.
Yeah.
And so looking at the great opportunity, like
Yeah.
one of the main, like very soon you're going to have COP28 in this country. Where they're going to go climate change.
Yeah.
So as young men in this country, how can we get an opportunity in such like fields of youth? And we've seen many youths who have woken up in our country and they're doing a lot of nursery planting of trees. So there's an opportunity in that area. There's an opportunity that if the youth can come together, begin nursery trees and start selling those trees to people, to institutions.
Yeah.
We can start to do a good thing. As we say, we're making our world a better place.
Yeah.
So if we can start it like groups, chamas, as they normally call them, we can do something, not just something for ourselves, something for the world. This Mother Earth needs protection, needs to be saved from climate. It's a monster that is out to destroy the whole world. So if we can plant a tree, that is at least getting a kiss to the world. The Mother Earth will be smiling on us when we do that.
Yeah.
So a tree can be solving, and that tree will be solving a problem.
Okay.
There are two things in it.
Yeah.
Get a seedling, plant it, you can sell it to someone. It's helping the world, it's helping a young man get something in the pocket.
Yeah. Oh, I think I like how you brought it out. And so, you see, there are very many topics that we could talk about, but for today I would ask you to advise someone who's watching us from wherever they are, and they are still looking for a job. Probably they don't have a place, you know, and you know, with the current life and people, there's a lot of pressure, you know, there's a lot of pressure to have things going on. And I don't know, what can you advise the youths to?
For my brother and sister out there, for a comrade, for someone who finished school, I know the struggle is real. Also in this current economy and current times, the struggle is real. So I would like to tell a friend out there that I know it's not easy. Hey, you're looking for a job, and you're not just looking for a job, you've been looking for a job for 8 years, some for even 10 years. Some people have been looking for this job for a long time. Even today you woke up, look for a job, you don't find. You spend a lot in publishing those papers, letters, CVs.